And you know the sun's sitting fast, just like they say, nothing good ever lasts. Go on now and kiss it goodbye, but hold on to your love because your heart's bound to die. Go on now and say goodbye to our town, to our town. Can't you see the sun sitting down on our town, on our town? Good night. Now I sit on the porch, watch lightning bugs fly. I can't see too good, I got tears in my eyes. I'm leaving tomorrow, but I don't want to go. I love you, my town, you'll always live in my soul. And you know the sun's sitting fast, and just like they say, nothing good ever lasts. Go on now and kiss it goodbye, but hold on to your love because your heart's bound to die. Go on now and say goodbye to our town, to our town. Can't you see the sun sitting down on our town, on our town? Good night.
Good evening and welcome to This Week in Review. Tonight's stories include Ground Search and Rescue Skidoo run a success, Burgeo Academy has a new look to the gym floor, nominations of candidates to the Town Council is scheduled for Monday, March the 8th. These stories plus community events, the BBS Playbill, Off the Rack and more coming up after this.
Houses of yellow, lime, aqua and blue, and the world's most friendly folk, as proud to show their true colors as a street they call Jelly Bean Row. Imagine that.
The Ground Search and Rescue Skidoo Run was a huge success again this year. The Skidoo Run went ahead on Saturday, February the 28th. The destination this year was Grand Brit. Approximately 31 skidoos took part. 4 of these skidoos were double riders. The weather was sunny and this made for an enjoyable ride. The group dropped off at the Oak Brook Gold Mine site for a quick tour. Then it was on to Grand Brit. Once there, the group rested and had lunch. Grand Brit Community Committee supplied hot chocolate and sweets for lunch. The Ground Search and Rescue presented Linda Farrell, a member of the committee, with a plaque for their hospitality. The Grand Brit Community Committee invited the Ground Search and Rescue back next year for an overnight stay. After lunch, everyone took a look about this cozy little outport community. Unfortunately, 2 of the skidoos broke down and had to be left behind. On arrival back to Burgeo, the group came to the new Ground Search and Rescue building for soup and sandwiches, which was provided by the members. Here, prizes were awarded to those who went on the run. All the prizes were donated by businesses in Burgeo and some from outside of town. 14 prizes went to those who sponsored individuals on the ride. There were also prizes given out to those members who raised over $100. The first prize, one night stay at the Journey's Inn in Cornerbrook, went to Welf Porter. Second prize of a winter jacket from Pro Hardware went to Jim Marsden. The third prize, a 6-volt flashlight, went to Junior Ingram for his fundraising efforts. Everyone who took part in the Skidoo ride received a prize. Approximately $3,000 was raised, and the proceeds will go to help pay off the new renovations. We extend a sincere thanks to Brad Green for providing the footage of the Skidoo ride.
With their boats in the bay, all things I don't see no more. When I lived on the ocean shore, and I gazed on the boats of the morn, on a great foggy day. Summer days they were warmer then, when we laughed with the old fishermen, and you cursed when the fog rolled in, then you made up the hay. It was more than a long, long time since I held you and called you old memories, old lovers and old used to be. I come home for the day. I can still hear the ocean roar through the hills on the ocean shore. There are no fishing boats anymore, but it's a great foggy day. Summer days, they were warmer then, when we laughed with the old fishermen, and they cursed when the fog rolled in, then they made up the hay. It's been more than a long, long time since I held you and called you mine, and we waited for the sun to shine on a great foggy day. And we waited for the sun to shine on a great foggy day.
The gym at the Burgeo Academy has received a new look for their floor. On Tuesday of this week at approximately 5 p.m., work began on this new center for the Burgeo Academy gym floor. They cut out the original floor and replaced it with this new circle. The logo was already painted on when the workers arrived. All they had to do was to paint the black and white lines for the finishing touches. All activity at the gym has been cancelled for the next few days to allow the new floor to dry. This will go a long way in helping to promote school spirit. We hope the students like their new center court. We would like to remind residents of the nomination day for the Burgeo Town Council is Monday, March the 8th. Nomination of candidates for by-election for the town of Burgeo will be received between the hours of 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. on Monday, March the 8th at the Burgeo Town Council. The by-election, if required, will take place on Monday, March the 29th. Polling stations will be located at the Anglican Parish Hall. Nominations shall be in writing and state the name and residence of a candidate and shall be signed by a proposer and seconder, both of whom shall be present together with the candidate, who shall sign also signifying his or her acceptance. In the event that a candidate cannot be present for his or her nomination, his or her proposer and seconder can complete the required forms. Every candidate for election to the council shall at the time of his or her nomination deposit the sum of $10 with the returning officer. The qualifications of a candidate for election to town council are as follows: Canadian citizen of the full age of 18 years, resident of the municipality or area for at least 6 months prior to the date set for nomination, is not in arrears of taxes or other charges payable to the municipality, not otherwise disqualified under the Municipalities Act. This is your opportunity to get involved with the operations and running of your community. All the times you have disagreed with the council decisions, now is the time to come forward and for you to be a part of the decision making. Stay tuned for more of This Week in Review coming up after this.
After you've seen the whales and the icebergs and the fjords, come witness a natural wonder. A Saturday night, St. John's, Newfoundland. Imagine that.
Now over to Deputy Mayor George Reid with the council report.
Good evening. Council news this week. We had a meeting on March the 3rd, and Mayor Ann is in Clarenville, as you probably all know. And congratulations to Mayor Ann and his wife for being the proud grandparents of another beautiful granddaughter. We wish everyone well. Council news this week. We, of course, it's the probably same old news, just a different face giving it, I suppose. And start off with is the water treatment plant. This past week, the water has been put on. The new system has been in operation during the daytime, and it's been shut down during the nighttime. So, and the reason for that is that all the bugs is not horned out of the system, not by any stretch of the imagination. And they don't want to leave it on during the nighttime at this point because afraid, of course, if something happened that people would lose their water, or they don't want to take any chances. But we've been told that this coming Wednesday, it will probably be on 24 hours a day. Now, of course, there's going to be many small problems cropping up in this system as the months go by. We have, I think, there's a 2-year warranty on the system for minor things to be corrected, and I guess it's probably going to take that length of time in order to get everything flushed out of it. I understand Pasadena's got a similar system, and the engineers are still going back there and looking at that system even after 1 year of operation. So there's going to be minor bumps in that system from time to time. Now, of course, the cost of operation, you've heard Mayor Ann talk about the cost of operation of this system a number of times on this interview. And I suppose we've been given a fairly large range from what they think it's going to cost. We've been told it's going to cost anywhere between $70,000 to $140,000 to operate. And we probably won't know exactly what it's going to cost until we get into operation, probably for half a year. So it's going to take, it's a learning curve on that for sure. But I think council has budgeted this year about $115,000 to cover the operating costs. And the reason I mentioned the operating costs, because Mayor Ann, again, as for a number of times of trying to get people to reduce the amount of water that they're running away, particularly during the winter months. Now, we appreciate that there are people in this town who do have run water, and during the winter months, because if they didn't, their water would freeze up, and nobody can have their water frozen during the winter months. It's just impossible. So we appreciate that you have to run your water. Of course, on the other hand, some people, you don't have to run it probably at the full extent that some people are running it, like having the taps open full. I mean, I don't think it has to run through a half-inch pipe in order to stay stop from freezing. So, and there are a number of gadgets that people are using, and I think one of the latest ones that I've heard is that they're using the little gadget that they put on the water pipe, that if you had a hot air furnace, people used to use them for humidification. These little, I think they got a 1-inch or 1/8 of an inch tube coming off the outfit that goes on the pipes, and they're relatively cheap. I think they're $7 or $8, and probably that would reduce the flow. And there's a number of people in Burgeo are using that. And the council is trying to, the manager is trying to find out ways of preventing pipes to not freeze during the winter months. And this is why he's asking people to phone in their names, that if you are running your water, then you should phone in. It's not for any other reason other than to find out how many people have to run their water during the winter time. Because what council will probably do then, once they know the numbers or fair, reasonable, and sure that these are the numbers they're talking about, then they can go to government and look for grants or look for some help, some shared costs in finding a solution to this problem. And it's for no other reason other than that. So if you haven't phoned your name in, then you should phone it in as soon as you can. Give all the particulars that the manager wants, and And that way we'll have a better figure when we go after government for some help for the solution. Another item that we talked about was the playground. The UEY committee, Understanding Early Youth Committee, they met with council a while back. They submitted a schedule of what they would like to see go on the playground in the next 1 to 3 years. And this meeting we revisited that schedule again, and we decided to buy some more equipment for the playground this year. So what they want to put on in the next 2-year period, where we have voted to put it on this year. So the playground at the end of this year, or I suppose by midsummer, then I would think this playground should be one of the best looking playgrounds around. The arena, another recurring topic, of course, the arena project. The building stage is near completion. The only thing I think they'll have left within a week will be the concrete floor between the old concrete and the new building. Because of course the new building is bigger than the surface area they had before, so they have to pour concrete to fill it in. And I think they're waiting until the frost get out of the ground in order to do that. And the electrical contract has been lit to do some of the electrical, and I think that's going to be done within a week or two. You all know that Monday, March the 8th, is nomination day for council. Council is have one vacancy there, and this is the second time round. I think anyone wanting to get on council, this is an opportunity for you to get yourself nominated and take your place on council and lend your voice to running this town with the 6 people that's there. You have an opportunity from 8 a.m. To 8 p.m. on March the 8th, which is this coming Monday. So make sure you come down and get yourself nominated if you want to be on council. It's an opportunity for you to get there. And I think that's about it. We had a short meeting, and of course, Mary Ann wasn't there. Probably the reason. Don't tell them I said that, though. But I hope you have a good night and a good week. Thank you.
On Thursday of this week, we went to the hockey rink to see how the shoveling snow project was coming along. The Rec Commission put a notice on Community Channel 10 asking for volunteers to come out and help shovel the snow off the hockey rink. When we arrived, there was a very small group working away to get rid of the snow. There were 2 hard workers and 3 other individuals. There was quite a lot of snow to be taken out. However, these people were working steadily and looking like they were enjoying their tasks. Work is expected to continue throughout the weekend. If you have some spare time, why not drop by the rink and help get rid of this snow? Let's make this a community project. As the older folks may say, many hands make light work. We spoke to John Grant on Thursday. He told us that several people approached him and offered to help with this project. He suspects that come the weekend, many others will join the crew. John also told us that the Rec Commission has plans to try and access more funding from different agencies to help complete more work on this arena. We wish the Rec Commission every success in this endeavor. Youth group Trailblazers has been working on a broadcast badge. Each of them had to choose to do a different aspect of broadcasting. Dominique Krant wanted to help with the news. Ladies and gentlemen, Dominique Krant.
The Trailblazers visit BBS studio to work on the broadcasting badge. The Trailblazers is a part of the Pioneer Club. Youth involved in the Trailblazers are between the age of 10 and 12. The Pioneer Club program helps youth to work on the badges. One of these badges is the broadcasting badge. During a regular meeting, everyone had to decide what they would like to do for the broadcasting badge. Everyone wanted to visit the BBS studio. The Trailblazers learned how some of the programs were done. The Trailblazers got to use the cameras and switching equipment. The following week, we all returned to BBS to do more broadcasting work. Some of the Trailblazers wanted to reform. Reggie Marsden wanted to help with Pansy's Garden. Christopher Ballard played the guitar and sang a song called Last of the Marian. Dylan Krant also played the guitar. Brittany Ballard sang the song called Coat of Many Colors. And Dominique Ingram performed on her keyboard while others filmed them. Shannon Ball, Jeanette Tucker, and Jessica Spencer learned how to do the switching. Vanessa Hand, Brandon Hand, and Drew Ricketts learned how to work on the cameras. Dominique Krant wanted to do the news. And Marie invited her to read this story. All the Trailblazers enjoyed learning all about the broadcasting business. Each of them got to experience more working with switching cameras, work and being in front of the camera. The Trailblazers had lots of fun. We thank the BBS for allowing us to work on our broadcasting badge at the studio.
Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. You're the light unto my path.
Stay with us for Off the Rack, the community events, and the BBS Playbill, all after this.
This is the place where the dawn breaks earliest, the new year comes soonest, where the Atlantic first meets the New World, the oldest city in North America, the far east of the Western world. Imagine that.
Off the Rack. This week, as we scanned our tape rack, we came across a tape of a fish truck off the road near the Dry Pond Brook area. Let's look back to March the 3rd, 1991. BBS Playbill. Tune in on Tuesday for a rebroadcast of Pansy's Garden. Try your luck on Wednesday by playing Elk Committee TV Bingo. On Thursday, join us for a rebroadcast of The Bandwagon. Join Pansy and the gang for 2 stories, a craft, and lots of fun on Saturday morning at 11 a.m. on Pansy's Garden. And I'll be here again next week with This Week in Review. Please stay tuned now for the bandwagon. For This Week in Review, I'm Marie Rose. Good night and God bless.